Hi, welcome back. Or if you're just joining, my name is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranleyplace, where I'm focused on Hermès scarf style, inspiration, and more. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to all the channel members, and special welcome to the knot connoisseurs and elegant insiders. I appreciate your ongoing support. If you haven't seen the membership options, please do check them out. Today is the Money is No Object episode, where I'll talk about some of the Hermès exceptionals from this season. Most Hermès collectors will never see one of these in person. They're produced in small numbers, often reserved for top clients. But today, we'll take a closer look at the new season's exceptionals, masterpieces of bead embroidery that redefine the very idea of the carré. Shout out to channel viewer @PackDelight for asking the question. Before we dive into Hermès's exceptional scarves, it's worth pausing to appreciate the art form at their heart, embroidery. For centuries, embroidery has been more than a decoration. It has been a language of status, power, and artistry. Kings and queens wore garments embroidered with gold thread. Priests and empresses commissioned robes covered in pearls, designed to shimmer under flickering candlelight. And in every culture, from China to India to Europe, embroidery transformed fabric into a living canvas. Embroidery dates back thousands of years. Early examples have been found in China, Egypt, and Persia, where garments, wall hangings, and ceremonial items were adorned with stitched designs. Different regions developed unique styles, such as Japanese sashiko, Indian zardozi, and European crewel work, which all reflected local aesthetics, social status, and traditions. Embroidery often conveys stories, religious beliefs, or social messages. For example, motifs of dragons in Chinese embroidery symbolize power and protection. It's notable that masterful embroidery requires patience, precision, and practice. Some pieces can take months of meticulous work. Each stitch contributes to narrative and texture, making embroidered pieces not just decorative, but meaningful. Through layering, varying thread types, and embellishments, embroidery creates depth, sheen, and movement that paint or print alone cannot achieve. Bead embroidery is one of its most dazzling forms. Each bead must be sewn individually, by hand, with needle and thread. It's work that requires not only technical skill, but immense patience. One scarf can take tens of thousands of stitches and weeks of labor. The result is more than pattern. It's texture, depth, and the play of light across silk. In today's age of fast fashion, embroidery like this is almost extinct. It survives only in the highest levels of couture and luxury, where the human hand remains irreplaceable. Hermès calls these works exceptionals for good reason. They keep alive a tradition of textile art, not as history, but as living, wearable masterpieces. Let's take a closer look at this season's Hermès exceptionals. Let's start with Tous en Selle, a 90cm carré celebrating Hermès's equestrian roots. The scarf's motifs, saddles, bridles, and horses are brought to life with hand-applied beads, adding depth and tactile richness. Here, Hermès balances tradition with artistry. The embroidery enhances the design without overpowering the silk, proving that exceptional craftsmanship lies in both scale and subtlety. Next, Les Sangles, a 90cm carré celebrating, again, Hermès's equestrian heritage. Approximately 12 to 15,000 beads accentuate the straps, buckles, and tassels, adding depth while leaving the silk largely visible. The embroidery is restrained, highlighting the elegance of the design. Here we have Merveilleuse Lanterne. At first glance, it's another classic Hermès carré, a poetic design of lanterns drifting across silk. But look closer, and you'll see what makes it exceptional: an estimated 20,000 micro-glass beads, hand-applied one by one. Each lantern becomes a constellation of light, transforming silk into starlight. The effect is almost celestial, every movement of fabric catching fire like a night sky. Next, Libre comme Pégase. Hermès takes the mythical horse and gives it wings of light with thousands of beads and sequins. Every feather shimmers, stitched over weeks of patient labor. From a distance, the scarf almost feels airborne, dynamic, radiant, almost sculptural. This is bead embroidery at its boldest, where silk becomes movement and myth takes form. Complication équestre. Compared to Pegasus, this design whispers rather than shouts. The bridles and harnesses of Hermès' equestrian design are traced with subtle beadwork, perhaps 10,000 beads in total, just enough to add depth and sparkle without overwhelming the design. It's a study in restraint, proof that true luxury can be quiet, letting silk and shimmer speak in harmony. Next is Chorus Stellarum, this 140 centimeter carré. Thousands of hand-sewn beads highlight the star motifs and constellations across the silk, adding subtle texture and shimmer. The result is a scarf that balances scale and detail, where craftsmanship and design come together in a truly exceptional way. Together, these scarves represent Hermès at its most rarefied. Tens of thousands of beads, hundreds of hours of hand embroidery, and editions so limited that, again, most collectors will never see them in person. More than just accessories, they are prime examples of artisanal heritage, reflecting centuries of embroidery tradition brought into the modern era and highlighting Hermès' dedication to uncompromising quality. So there you have it, some insights into the exceptionals from Hermès' Fall-Winter 2025 season. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf reviews, inspiration, and more, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time.